All right, what the heck just happened to Allergan, the acquisitive drug company formerly known as Actavis? Remember, Actavis changed its name for its monster purchase of the old Allergan, which was one of our favorites. Now, this morning, the company reported a very strong quarter, beating Wall Street sales and earnings estimates. But rather than rallying, the stock got slammed. Closed down $17.17. This was the company's first full quarter since it closed on the transformational Allergan acquisition in March. Oh, and it's first quarter since we learned last week that Allergan's selling its whole generic drug business to Teva for more than $40 billion. It was a shocker. The results were darn good. 3-cent earnings beat off a $4.38 basis on higher than expected revenues that more than doubled courtesy of all the company's recent acquisitions. Plus, the new Allergan has a terrific pipeline, more than 70 products in mid to late stage development. Yet the stock got hurt because management, some people say, put off updating its guidance until September because of the prospective of closing the Teva deal, and said the business could be difficult to forecast for the next couple of quarters. Seemed reasonable to me. Oh, and the subpoena from the Justice Department as part of its probe into generic drug prices certainly weighed on the stock, too. So is this the long-awaited pullback in a terrific stock that's been steadily powering higher for years? One that even after today's decline is up a quick 7% since we last spoke to the CEO in mid-June? Let's dig deeper with Brent Saunders. We got some work to do here. He's the bankable president and CEO of Allergan. Find out more about the quarter and what's next for his company. Mr. Saunders, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, Brent. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. All right, Brent, we got some work to do. And I say that because this stock was up immediately when people saw the quarter, and then a couple things happened. One was that the big hedge funds suddenly bolted out of growth on the same day that you reported. And second is that there was a filing which said that there was a subpoena from the Justice Department, and a lot of people panicked on that. Walk us through the day of Allergan.
Sure. Well, first of all, we had a great day. Our people put up a great quarter, executing in the face of multiple deals and integrations. And I think I've proven, year over year, quarter over quarter, that our people are up for the task of delivering and staying focused on our customers and our pipeline. That being said, the DOJ investigation really is a red herring. Well, each one of these things are important, and we disclosed it this morning. Drug pricing and generics is, first of all, we sold that business.
Right.
Second,
and Teva's not going to back out because there's a justice.
No, it was disclosed to them.
Right, so they knew.
They knew about
it. Some people told me, oh, my God, Teva just found out. That's untrue.
That's absolutely correct. And to be fair, the government and the U.S. has gotten used to drug prices and generics going one way, down.
Right.
But it's a commodity business, and so they go up and down depending on supply and demand. This was a subpoena about 3 products where prices went up because of supply and demand. Right. And to be fair, it will play itself out. But in the context of Allergan, it's not that significant.
Okay, let's talk about Actavis integrating Allergan. Where are we? How far along are we?
We're pretty far along. In fact, in the U.S., which was the bulk of Actavis and Allergan, we're almost complete. Around the world, we were in the process of just starting the legal entity consolidation in countries. And to be fair, thankfully, we didn't get too far along because we just sold most of that business to Teva. So instead of having to break apart something that was just intermingled, it was frankly never intermingled. And so it makes it a lot easier to execute.
No, I thought maybe the analysts are focused rightly on some new drugs, but obviously you have a war chest, and your company has been acquisitive. This is not the kind of company that's going to suddenly start giving you a big dividend and slow down. I mean, I figure you've got the great tax status, you've got that great balance sheet you can lever up. We are going to see something bold again from Allergan, right?
Well, bold's kind of our tagline, and in fact, I encourage our employees to think and act boldly all the time. And look, we practice what we preach. So history has been a good guide of us not being letting the grass grow under our feet for too long, right? We've been fairly acquisitive. We've done over $150 billion of deals in a year alone. So I would hope that we've earned some credibility that we are going to deploy this capital in a very responsible but a creative manner.
Well, I'm glad you put it that way because I felt down 17 didn't get you your due. Aspirational numbers still in the out years, even without the generics?
Yeah, so that's another great point. We did have a $25 aspirational target, and we want to remain committed to that target. However, we have to look at how we deploy the capital and how much time it takes us to close the deal to be able to reaffirm that target. That being said, look, we could go out and buy our stock back and get back to $25 tomorrow. But that may not be the right answer for shareholders.
I don't want you to do that. That's the Pfizer way.
And I don't want to do it.
Don't Pfizer us.
But the point is, if the street were looking for us to just simply say we're committed to $25, I could show them a path to get there. But the right thing to do for our shareholders is to deploy the capital for long-term sustainable growth and keep our growth from our profile.
Perfect. I'm joking, facetious about Pfizer. I'm talking about a company that has a huge buyback, and that's great for a lot of people with the dividend. It's a risk profile. I think you're suitable for younger people and mid. We're not in it for the dividend. Now, let's talk about Namzaric and Norix. These are both huge drugs that also got lost in the shuffle of what happened today.
They did. So we were just in the early innings of launching Namzaric, which is combination therapy for Alzheimer's. This would be one pill once a day of the two only approved drugs classes for Alzheimer's. Really something the community, the caregivers, the physicians have been asking for a long time. Just recently FDA approved. This is a Medicare Part D drug, which means you need to get formulary access on the Medicare plans. There's a cycle for doing that. That generally happens around the first of the year, and we're going to be in terrific shape for patients come January 1st. So we're building the launch to be ready in January 1st, and we're in a really strong position.
Okay. Now, for David Nicholson, who's been around psychiatry for 20 years, said some things about this Norix and depression. Can it really be that good?
Look, it's early.
Right, because this is a tough category.
But this is the most exciting thing that David has seen in his career, and he's one of the leaders in R&D in psychiatry. This is the first time we have seen really strong proof of concept clinical research and repeated studies where we have breakthrough therapy for depression. And this is such a huge white space of unmet medical need. People, as you know, go to SSRIs. We launched one, Lexapro. We have a long history in this area. We have one today, Vybrid. We have an SNRI and Fitsema on the market today. But we also need to break through. It can't just be me too or slightly better drugs. This is a game changer.
Yeah, and that's why people who said that he'd slash the R&D budget, it went up to 400. You raised the R&D budget, and it's paying off. That's Brent Saunders, the president and CEO of Allergan. I am telling you, this stock was misunderstood. The sellers got to it incorrectly. No, it's in my charitable trust. I don't care. I'm telling you as it is. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.